People are just so tied to their phones and Blackberries and iPhones. You know, technology is great, but be very careful. As I go through this presentation, I'll show you how it can actually work very much against you. Yeah, you don't be a slave to technology. So although all these devices and fast internet is all great, be very careful. It can go against you. It can make you overtrade. So what's the aim of this program? Listen, I'm not here to make you a trading genius and spend, 3-4 years teaching you to trade. That's not the idea. What the aim of this program is basically to, the easiest way to put it, just to basically distill it, yeah? So take my 25 years, take out all the nonsense, all the bad bits, and just give you, the good stuff. Imagine it's like a malt whiskey that's just been distilled. So I want to teach you simple trading techniques that are going to take you 15 to 20 minutes a day to follow. Things that you can see results and you can build your confidence up. Because if I give you something that's too complicated, it's like going to the gym or a workout, I know you're not going to follow it. So if I keep it as simple as possible and literally, something that you can start following and you can build up on. Remember what I said, we make money from markets going down as well as up. And when I say markets, I'm not just talking about the stock market. We're talking about currencies, commodities, indices. And don't forget what I already said. Don't just think about your home market. Just because you live in the UK or you live in the US doesn't mean you can't trade Brazilian stocks, you can't trade Malaysian stocks. There's so many opportunities. The other thing is a lot of people are getting a bad deal. It's the easiest way to put it. Professional fund managers who charge extortionate fees, regardless of whether they make you money or not. Most of these guys can't beat the market. Just a simple tracking fund, like an exchange-traded fund, I'll explain a bit more about ETFs as we go through, you can do much better than most professionals. So how to make the most of this course and be in the top 10%? Well, take it a bite at a time. Yeah, don't look at page 135 when we're on page 10. Enjoy the learning process. I know a lot of my younger students, they're all very in a hurry. These are the guys who put their foot down, go like the clappers, get to the next traffic light that's red, and what have you saved? 10 seconds, 20 seconds. Where in fact some of my older students actually do much better because they've got a little bit more life experience. So take it a bite at a time. Don't be in a hurry just to say, I want to look at the system. Because as I go through this, there's something very important that I'm going to explain to you. A lot of this, it's psychology. It's not the method. It's not the mechanics. The mechanics is probably about 20% of this. 80% of this is psychology. But as I say, we'll go through that and I'll explain that a little bit more. So the course is like a jigsaw puzzle. Yeah, we start off, we take a little piece and you think, oh, that's not important. But then we add another little piece to it and then we add another piece to it. And you know what? Then you'll start to see the picture. But realise those little pieces, they're important. We've got to put those together. Don't skip it, because if you start skipping and you skimp on the foundations, it's going to cost you later on. That I can assure you. So, how can we be in the top 10%? Because remember, the majority of people in this business don't make money. And that's not a bad thing, because remember, when people lose money, the money doesn't just go down the back of the sofa, or, it's magically goes into thin air. Everyone that makes money, matches a winner, a buyer and a seller. So what am I trying to say basically? Losers fund the winners. So make this personal. Don't worry about what other people say, yeah? There's going to be your Uncle Bert who lost his money trading pork bellies, or you go onto a forum, you go onto some forum that says, oh yeah, that Vince Stanzione's a scam, I tried it. Well, the majority of the time they haven't tried it. There's people who just bad-mouth him because they're trying to sell you another package, or there's also people that will just say negative things, or they had a go. What you tried it for a day, you tried it for 2 days, and then you gave up. The reality is, the majority of books and courses, most people don't even finish them. It's like the gym. You know why a lot of gyms, they want to sell you a 12-month membership, or they try to get you in the contract? Because they know you're going to give up after 3 weeks. Yeah? So it's important that when people say they've tried something, that you give this some time. I've already said to you we can see results very quickly, but you've also got to pace yourself. So make it personal. Don't worry about what other people say. Have some faith. I see a lot of people, they're very emotionally weak. They all want the instant gratification. Now, I've done this in a way that you are going to see results fairly quickly. But at the end of the day, you've got to have some faith. There's going to be days, I can tell you this now. Listen, right, I'm going to tell you something. There'll be days where you'll think, crikey, everything you touch just goes wrong. and you'll think, my God, what have I done? There's also going to be days where everything you touch just goes right? That's just part of the business. It's part of life. You know, that's something that you're going to have to live with. You have to learn to enjoy getting it wrong and losing money. It's part of the business. But have some faith and stick with it. So why do 80% of people lose money? Actually, probably more than that. What would stay for 80% of the stock market?